So do producers and sellers have a role in creating sustainable demand? We think so, because we don't want bamboo expansion to explode in a way that could lead to unsustainable production.
We discussed the topic of whether China can be a major producer and exporter of market-based bamboo pulp. And it was felt that the answer is yes, but there was obviously going to be required changes both at the government level in terms of either national policy and also working with provincial policies to help support the infrastructure to get bamboo to the processing facility, and then in turn from the pulp mill to the port so it can be distributed worldwide. There are a couple things that right now that's preventing that from happening besides the infrastructure. The fact that it is a very expensive pulp, so we have to find ways to reduce costs to manufacture. As well as right now there is an export duty of 10% on bamboo pulp. So again, it's a change in government policy to look at reducing that tax to export pulp.
That by 2050 there will be a demand for 10 billion cubic meters of fiber and wood, and that to meet that it's likely that there will be, or one of the projections is that there will be a need for an extra 250 million hectares of plantations. The relevance of smallholders in that equation is going to increase in importance. Is how do those smallholders have access to the latest technologies and knowledge and best practices? How do those smallholders have access to markets? And then thirdly, what is the role of governance?
How to develop bamboo business in other rural areas to make farmers rich and to get employment opportunity in their hometown.
Hello. We had two main questions. So one was where can we plant, or new places we can plant bamboo, and then the other was where can we discover places that need to be reclaimed or rejuvenated. There was a concern from a social point of view whether by regenerating land you actually had an impact on people that have been pushed to the fringes of society. But what happens if you're planting a foreign species of bamboo that's potentially invasive, whether that has a suitability to that local environment and also to the local society.
On whether or could we draw a distinction between a semi-natural managed bamboo forest or a plantation bamboo forest. The end result is in both cases you have pretty much a monoculture of bamboo, so regardless of the name, if it's semi-natural, plantation, they all look the same in the end.
Everything needs technology. The topic that we have discussed is about how to do a treatment for the bamboo product in order to make the product or the bamboo's quality to be competitive with the other alternative products. How to transfer and how to bring this technology to smaller producers in other countries in the world, not only in China.
How can the Chinese model be utilized somewhere else? Think about what are the native species you have in your country. Also think about what other ecosystems are you going to be substituting with that species. What kind of ecosystem services you have to consider as well.
Yes, there's a concern that the current management and the expansion plan of bamboo might have a negative impact on the ecosystem and on biodiversity especially. What can be done? Well, first is maybe linking back the bamboo culture to the ecosystem and all the animals and the values that they are in there beyond carbon. Raise awareness, using all these cute animals, what bamboo is done for, not only for products. And maybe have a green biodiversity foundation, like a green carbon foundation to fund biodiversity enhancement. And finally also maybe look at the landscape level.
There's a need for a level of assurance, and certification is a really good tool to demonstrate sustainability, and whether smallholders are almost excluded from the market. If the market is a certified market and smallholders can't get certified because it's expensive, can we reduce auditing costs? Can we make better use of group schemes and make better use of new technology to make certification cheaper?
We were we try to answer the question who pays for PS, payment for environmental services. We came to the conclusion that whoever consumes the most must pay. But in doing this, you need to create some form of transparency in the whole thing. You should have clear mechanisms in place for whatever option you decide to go for.
We have 4 inspirations that came from the group. One is to believe that you can be part of the change. And one is to love unconditionally, to share. And one is to take part of the change. And of course, the last one I think is most important. That is to be the messenger. And with that, we learn from each other and we share around those great ideas. We want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart to the world and to you all. Thank you.